Is AI-rendered art the modern way of stealing priceless pieces? Lensa, a photo and video editing app, has gained popularity on social media in recent weeks after adding a feature that allows you to create stunning digital portraits of yourself in contemporary art styles. It does so for a small fee and the effort of uploading 10 to 20 photographs of yourself and perhaps a piece of your soul. I'm kidding, of course. Let's take a deep dive into the app that's causing quite a ruckus in the world of consumer art. In our first ever episode of What the Hell Am I Listening To? Or in this case, what the hell am I reading? Conflict between AI art and human-made art has been an ongoing debate in the art world since the emergence of this relatively new field. AI art, which is made entirely by computer algorithms, has divided the public into two camps. There are those who believe that art should be strictly created by humans, citing that it's what has been done for decades, and then there are those who believe that art should be created by a combination of human and machine. Text-to-media AI technology left the labs in 2022 and began colonizing our visual culture, and Lensa may be the slickest commercial application of that technology to date. Lensa is basically prompt engineering on top of Stable Diffusion packaged as an app that's rumored to be making $1 million a day from in-app purchases. This is just one example of a new generation of apps that will turn prompt engineering into productivity and entertainment tools, said Twitter user Carnage for Life. The lens through which the conflict between AI and human-made art is viewed is that of AI as an artist in its own right. There are some art critics and enthusiasts who hold the view that giving the ability of creating art to machines is not the same as having a human artist create it. Some even go so far as to argue that AI cannot be an artist. Advocates of these views, which include scholars, politicians, and technologists, argue that the use of AI art eliminates all complexity and depth that a human artist's touch can bring, leaving it feeling sterile and incomplete. It's definitely sparked a fire among social media influencers looking to stand out, as well as a different kind of fire in the art world. Lensa's portraits, according to Australian artist Kim Lutweiler, resemble the styles of specific artists, including her own. The ease with which individual artists' styles can be emulated has sounded the alarm since Midjourney, OpenAI's DALL-E, and the CompViz group's Stable Diffusion emerged onto the scene earlier this year. Artists believe their intellectual property and possibly a piece of their essence has been compromised. But does that mean that it actually has, legally speaking? According to current copyright law, it isn't. But if it's not actually theft, then what the heck is it? Text-to-media AI is inherently complicated, but it is conceptually understandable to non-computer scientists. I'm cropping these for privacy reasons, because I'm not trying to call out any one individual. These are all Lensa portraits where the mangled remains of an artist's signature is still visible. That's the remains of the signature of one of the multiple artists it stole from, Twitter user Lauren Ipsum said. This Twitter thread continues on, so if you want to join in on the conversation, a link will be provided right around here somewhere, or maybe in the description. On the flip side, proponents of AI art claim that AI can create works of art that challenges the status quo and provide a more eye-catching presentation than traditional media. After all, AI is capable of producing works unlike anything humans could ever create and can even surpass what a single human artist could do alone. Advocates of AI art also argue that when integrated with other media, AI can be used to offer a level of detail and interactivity that traditional media simply can't meet. For example, incorporating real-time data streams, dynamic visualizations, and interactive commentary. To truly understand the benefits and drawbacks of Lensa, it's necessary to take a step back and consider how artists' individual styles can find their way into and out of the black boxes that power systems like Lensa. Lensa is essentially a simplified and customized front end for the open source Stable Diffusion deep learning model. It gets gets its name from the fact that it generates creative output using a system known as latent diffusion. The word latent is crucial here. A latent variable in data science is a quality that cannot be directly measured, but can be inferred from things that can be measured. When Stable Diffusion was created, machine learning algorithms were fed a large number of image-text pairs and taught themselves billions of different ways to connect these images and captions. This resulted in a complex knowledge base, none of which is directly understandable by humans. Stable Diffusion sees a universe of numbers and connections, while we see modernism or thick ink in its outputs. All of this is the result of intricate mathematics involving the numbers generated from the original image-text pairs. Because the system ingested both descriptions and image data, we can navigate the vast sea of possible outputs by typing in meaningful prompts. So then how does this make Lensa stand out? So if Stable Diffusion is a text-to-image system in which we navigate through various possibilities, then Lensa appears to be quite different because it takes in images rather than words. This is because one of Lensa's most significant innovations is the simplification of the textual inversion process. Lensa injects user-supplied photos into Stable Diffusion's existing knowledge base, teaching the system how to capture the user's features so it can stylize them. While this is still possible in regular Stable Diffusion, it is far from a simple process. Although you can't manipulate the images on Lensa in any way, the trade-off is a wide range of options that are almost always impressive. These images borrow ideas from the work of other artists, but do not include any actual snippets of their work. And according to the Australian Arts Law Centre, while individual artworks are protected by copyright, the stylistic elements and ideas that inspired them are not. Similarly, in the United States, the Dave Grossman Designs Incorporated versus Borton case established that copyright law does not apply to an art style. More importantly, where does this leave artists? The fact that art styles and techniques can now be transferred in this manner is extremely disruptive and upsetting for artists. As technologies like Lensa become more common and artists increasingly feel exploited, there may be pressure on legislation to adapt. The future appears challenging for artists who work on small-scale jobs, such as creating digital illustrations for influencers or other web enterprises. However, while it is simple to create a good-looking artwork with AI, it is more difficult to create a very specific work with a specific subject and context. So, regardless of how apps like Lensa may change the way art is created, the artist's personality remains an important context for their work. It's possible that artists will need to take a page from the influencer's playbook and put more effort into publicizing themselves. But in the end, no matter which side of the debate one stands on, it's safe to say that AI art has massive potential to revolutionize the art world and bring about vibrant and novel new works of art. And while the debate on the legitimacy of AI art may continue, it's clear that the technology can offer something unique and thought-provoking in comparison to traditional art forms. Ultimately, the best outcomes arise when both human and AI art are combined, offering immense creativity and innovative works of art. And although the early days in the next decade will be turbulent for both art producers and consumers, one thing is certain: the cat's out of the bag. You've been either listening to or watching What the Heck Am I Reading?, an NBSN broadcast narrated by yours truly, Kevin Wynn. Thank you so much for tuning in. To stay up to date on interesting and controversial topics, please follow me on Spotify and SoundCloud, as well as subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Also, if you found today's topic compelling, please don't hesitate to share the news with your friends and hit that like button, because algorithms, they're out to get me, I swear. And one of these days, they will. By God, they will. By the time this comes out, it's probably gonna be Christmas, because I gotta do all the editing and everything. So, hey, happy holidays. And I just want to say to all of those that have been supporting my efforts so far in trying to break into this field, I thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, okay? I'm not going to even edit this. It's just going to go straight in. I don't care. This is from the heart. It's from my soul. All right, anyways. Once again, thank you so much. And until the next time we meet, keep an ear out